What's up, y'all? We back on another video. You see the thumbnail, you see the title. Let's get right into it. Let's go.
In politics, his legal troubles, and lies. He finished his day in Charlotte, North Carolina, where the Fraternal Order of Police endorsed him, and he had this to say about a violent attack on Nancy Pelosi's husband.
You know that Nancy Pelosi has a big wall wrapped around her house. Of course, it didn't help too much with the problem she had, did it?
That's the former president speaking to members of law enforcement, making light, not the first time I should point out, of the violent attack against Paul Pelosi. A home invader beat Mr. Pelosi with a sledgehammer and fractured his skull. The man admitted that he was planning to hold Nancy Pelosi hostage and, quote, break her kneecaps, unquote, if she did not confess to whatever he wanted to hear. Now, that's what the former president was talking about to police, the near killing of a political rival's husband. Donald Trump came close to being shot in the head and had a near-death experience and got a second lease on life, and this is what he's doing with it. Earlier today, he was in New York in federal court appealing his sexual abuse and defamation judgment. Afterwards, he talked about it. Take a look. His lawyers were behind him as he talked about E. Jean Carroll, whom a jury determined he sexually abused and defamed. He said, and I quote, "I never met the woman other than this picture, which could have been AI generated. I don't know, show up out of nowhere, but it's fine, nice picture." Now, keeping him honest, the photo that he was talking about, this photo is real, and the president knows it's real because he discussed it in detail under oath during a 2022 deposition, mistaking Carroll for his wife at the time, Marla Maples. Now, in addition to Carroll, he also lashed out at several other accusers, including Jessica Leeds, who says Trump groped her on a flight in the 1970s. It couldn't have happened, it didn't happen, and she would not have been the chosen one. She would not have been the chosen one, he said. Remarks like that have earned this assessment today from former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney.
Dick Cheney will be voting for Kamala Harris. You know, my dad believes, and he's said publicly, that there's never been an individual in our country who is as grave a threat to our democracy as Donald Trump is.
That was Liz Cheney today. Yesterday, she announced she'll be voting for Vice President Harris. Today, she said that her dad, former Vice President Dick Cheney, will be doing the same, and we'll have more on that shortly. There was one other thing that Donald Trump said today that I want to point out because it kind of involves me, and he seemed to imply something that is unfounded. He was talking, as he has before, about an interview that E. Jean Carroll did with me back on June 24th, 2019.
Then there was an Anderson Cooper interview where she said essentially, no, he didn't rape me. She was selling her book. She wrote a book. The book would have been a total failure, probably was anyway, although probably sold more recently. Again, this is a woman that wasn't doing well until she came out with this stuff about me. And that's happened to others too, by the way. She's not the only one. But they have the Anderson Cooper tape. And in the Anderson Cooper tape, it's an interview of her. And Cooper says something to the effect, did he rape you? Did he rape you? He was so happy. Oh, did he rape you? And she gave a very good answer for me, but a bad answer for CNN, for Anderson. And he said, we're going to commercial break right now. We're going. Then she came back from commercial break, and she was much more hostile. But this man wouldn't let us use the tape or the proper questions having to do with the tape. Wouldn't let us. The Judge Kaplan, wouldn't let it be used. We wanted to get the outtakes. In other words, what did Anderson Cooper talk to her about during that intermission for a commercial that he called for immediately? Where do you see this? I mean, some of you have seen it, some of you haven't. We're going to commercial break right now. And so what happened is we weren't able to use it.
Okay, so this is not the first time that Trump has seemed to suggest some nefarious plot by me to manipulate E. Jean Carroll into saying something. He actually brought this up in a deposition for trial. Now, I normally don't respond to when Trump says something about me. I mean, what is the point? He recently referred to me using a female first name, which I guess is like a third grade gay taunt. I think he called me Allison or Ashley Cooper. I don't really recall. It's not worth replying to. But this time it's kind of different because it's just demonstrably false. First, I just want to show you what it is he's rambling about. This was part of my interview with E. Jean Carroll that took place in my show on CNN in 2 blocks, 2 segments separated by a commercial break. Now, this is what you would have seen if that night you were watching at home or wherever, and we went to commercial and then came back from commercial. We're not going to actually play the entire commercial break you would have been watching. So take a look.
I was not thrown on the ground and ravished, which the word rape carries so many sexual connotations. This was not sexual. It hurt. It just, you know.
But I think most people think of rape as it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Let's take a short break.
Think of the fantasies.
We're going to take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more on the other side.
You're fascinating to talk to.
Picture this. You're sitting at home alone watching YouTube videos, wondering why you can't find the motivation to do the thing.
Cancer is the ugliest disease.
In the president's latest denial of her sexual violence allegations against him, he said, quote, "She's not my type." He's also said previously he did not know her, had never met her, even though they had, in fact, met. She's the one on the left, along with her husband, a local news anchor at the time, and the president's wife at the time, Ivana. The president has also said flat out that she is lying. Okay, so that commercial break, which we only just played a snippet of the commercial, ran 4 minutes long. So the former president seems to be suggesting that something we discussed, or that I discussed with E. Jean Carroll during a 4-minute-long commercial break that you would have been watching at home, made Ms. Carroll change her tone toward him. Not sure her tone actually changed in the second block of the interview, but that's besides the point. The problem with this conspiracy theory is that this interview was actually pre-recorded, and we had to pre-record a toss to a commercial break and then welcome viewers back after a commercial break so that the entire 2 parts of the interview would fit into my show that night. So when you do that, when you interview someone for however many minutes, and then you toss to a break that'll later be inserted into the broadcast, you don't sit there for the entire 4 minutes of the commercial break with the guest just waiting to then come back to the show. Because it's pre-recorded, you don't have to sit there during commercial break. You just take a few seconds, you make sure the control room is still recording, you welcome viewers back as if you've just come out of a commercial break, and you continue with the interview. And that's exactly what I did with E. Jean Carroll. And I know this because we have the tape. So while Trump is apparently suggesting I sat through a commercial break on live TV with E. Jean Carroll, telling her to be angry or whatever, we actually just paused in a pre-recorded interview for a few seconds. And if you don't believe me, here's the raw, unedited video of what was actually being recorded, and you will hear exactly what I said in the few seconds it took me to resume the interview. We're just going to take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more on the other side.
You're fascinating to talk to.
All right, so we good? We coming back?
Yeah, right back up. Stand by.
Okay. So before the break, you said you don't use the word rape. So that was the entire break. So when Donald Trump was saying it was a 4-minute break, I'm talking to E. Jean Carroll, you just saw the break. And that weird look I have is how I could talk to my control room, because when I'm saying, okay, we good, we coming back, okay, I'm talking to a producer in the control room who's talking to me in my earpiece right here, making sure that we're good on time, we're still recording, and I can immediately resume the interview. That's what happened in this break in the interview that Trump was once again talking about today.
Bro, what is going on, bro? The fact that Anderson Cooper has to go on here and explain what's going on is BS, bro. That should not be a thing. Like, come on, Trump. Like, my man's a criminal. Like, I don't recall. Rape is about power, not sex. Facts. The fact that he had to go on air to explain this show how far we came. It shows how far we came. This shit is ridiculous. What the hell is, like, I don't get why Trump is not in prison. I'm serious, y'all. I don't get it. I'm not a Republican or Democrat, but I'm trying to learn. I'm not finna just vote for anybody. Like, I'm trying to learn what's going on. And from what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing, this man is, Trump is on some other shit. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. The fact that he had to go on air, he's saying it was a 4-minute. Nah, that was not even 30 seconds. Trump, come on, bro. The lady talking about rape and stuff, I don't know what's in her head. I don't know what's going on. Okay, there's a lot going on. Y'all explain in the comment section, please, what the hell is going on right now. Let me know what y'all think about all this. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 1 million subscribers. Make sure y'all like the video if y'all like the video. And hit that notification bell so you get notified when I upload, y'all. Can you stop meowing? Okay. Yeah, I love y'all. We on to the next video, man. Peace and love, baby.